I think it must have been very late when I found the next part of the library. Not that time really mattered anymore, but something about the air told me it was the hour when most of the world was asleep. The lamps glowed lower, their light softer now, and everything felt wrapped in a deep, peaceful hush. I walked past rows of tall shelves that looked just the same as before, but now the books seemed to shimmer faintly when I passed. Some covers glowed with a pale golden light, others with silver or soft blue, like moonlight caught in dust. The air had a faint hum to it, not a sound exactly, but more like the vibration of quiet dreams, floating gently through the air. It felt like walking through someone's mind while they were sleeping. Then I noticed a staircase I hadn't seen before. It was narrow, spiraling upward, and the steps were covered in a soft carpet that looked like woven stars. I ran my fingers along the curved wooden rail, and it felt warm, as if the wood itself remembered every hand that had ever touched it. Something about that staircase called to me. Not loudly, just a gentle whisper, "Come and see." So I began to climb. The steps creaked, but kindly, almost like they were sighing with me. Halfway up, I could hear faint music. It wasn't coming from any instrument I knew. It sounded like wind moving through pages, mixed with the rhythm of slow breathing. The melody drifted down from above, soft and comforting. When I reached the top, I found myself standing before a set of tall glass doors. They were fogged from the inside, but a dim golden glow shone through. I pushed one door open, and it gave a quiet sigh, as if it had been waiting to be used again. Inside was the most peaceful room I'd ever seen. It was wide and round, with a high domed ceiling painted like the night sky. Tiny glowing stars twinkled across it, some faint and some bright, and every few moments one would drift slowly across the ceiling, like a shooting star moving through sleep. In the center of the room stood a round table surrounded by open books, and each one gave off a soft hum. They weren't being read, they were reading themselves. Words glowed gently on the pages, then faded, as if the stories were alive and breathing. I stepped closer and watched one of the books. The words were in sentences I could barely catch, just fragments, as though whispered in a dream. They spoke of quiet seas and candlelight dinners and the sound of rain on rooftops. Then I noticed something else. On the far side of the room was a tall, arched window. Beyond it, I could see what looked like clouds moving slowly past, not outside the building, but around it, as though the library floated among them. The sight made me still. Maybe it was imagination, or maybe I had simply crossed into a place that didn't follow ordinary rules. Either way, it felt gentle, not strange at all. A voice spoke softly behind me. "You've come to the Dream Wing." I turned, and there she was, an elderly woman in a long, soft blue dress, with silver hair pinned neatly behind her head. She was holding a small stack of books, each glowing faintly like the others. I smiled. I didn't know there was more than one wing. "Oh, there are many," she said kindly. "But most people never find this one. It only opens when you start to dream while awake." Her voice had that lovely rhythm old voices have, slow and full of warmth. She set the books down gently and looked at me with eyes that seemed to have known 1,000 quiet nights. "Are those books different?" I asked. She nodded. "These are dreams that never got to finish. Every night, people fall asleep and search stories that end before they wake. The library keeps them safe here so they never fade away." I watched the glowing pages with quiet awe. "So every dream someone forgets ends up here?" "Not all," she said with a small smile. "Only the peaceful ones. The kind that make you sigh when you wake up. The ones that make you wish you could sleep just a few minutes longer." I understood that feeling well. She moved closer to the round table and placed one of the glowing books on it. The hum deepened slightly, filling the air with soft vibration. "Each book here holds the calm between waking and sleeping," she continued. "That gentle drift when the mind softens and lets go. That's where we are now." I looked around again. The stars on the ceiling shimmered slowly, their light dimming and brightening like breathing. I realized that even the air had a rhythm: inhale, exhale, slow, patient, endless. "Would you like to read one?" she asked. I hesitated. "Can I?" She smiled gently. "You don't read these with your eyes. You read them with rest." Before I could ask what she meant, she nodded toward a soft couch near the window. It was covered in a blanket that looked like woven moonlight. I walked over and sat down. The couch seemed to mold perfectly to my shape, holding me like a memory. She placed one of the glowing books in my lap. I could feel its warmth through the cover, like holding a heartbeat. "Just close your eyes," she whispered. "The story will find you." So I did. And as soon as I closed my eyes, I heard the sound of pages turning, not outside, but inside my mind. Gentle whispers, soft footsteps, and the quiet rustle of leaves and wind. I saw small flickers of scenes: a garden of silver flowers, a cat walking on clouds, a teacup resting on the edge of the sea. None of it made sense, but it didn't need to. It felt safe. The woman's voice floated through the air, almost like a lullaby. Every visitor reads their own dream here, and when they wake, they leave a little piece of it behind. Her words faded softly as I drifted deeper. My body felt lighter, my thoughts slower. I wasn't asleep, not completely, just resting somewhere between. And the last thing I remember before everything went quiet was her saying, "Don't worry. The library will keep your story safe until you return."